Ninth time on a clean bill to fund the government this afternoon, but it's not likely to result in any changes. And that's empowering President Trump to continue federal layoffs.
We're closing them up, and we're not going to let them come back.
4,200 federal workers have received layoff notices since October 1st. And 7 National Guardsmen who deployed to Illinois recently have been replaced and sent back to Texas. Turns out a viral photo of them, of the overweight and out-of-shape guardsmen, prompted their bosses to bring him home. A spokesman saying his unit should echo the high standards set by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Market numbers brought to you by Beacon Capital Management, online at beaconcm.com. Stocks are higher. Dow Jones up 356. That's the latest news, traffic, and weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
We need to build a wall, and it has to be built quickly.
Good morning. It is 9:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by our friends at Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. We got Mason Fleming producing. We got Sam is still hanging out back there. We got Joan Jones in the newsroom, and we got a big show for you today. I'm very excited. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about it all. You doing all right? Everybody good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. We got some stuff to talk about today. I'm mad at some people.
Who are you mad at?
I'm mad at the young Republicans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very upset. I'm very upset.
Very upset?
You know, I don't like to choose anger. I don't like to.
It's not your go-to.
Not really like what I want to do. But this made me upset. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Found myself very upset yesterday. Late last night. I was actually at baseball practice getting angry about it. Like I should be enjoying the kids playing ball. But I find myself just sitting there stewing. Why did they have to why are you apologizing? I don't understand this. I don't. All right, so we'll get into it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Javier Milei. He was at the White House yesterday. We'll talk about the Medal of Freedom ceremony. I thought it was awesome. Rose Garden looks good. Rose Garden looks dope. Government shutdown still going on. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about did you hear what happened in L.A.? They declared a state of emergency because ICE keeps picking up illegals, undocumented Angelinos, as we like to call them here on the Chris Hand Show. It's a state of emergency. We can't let this go on. There's a lot to get to. There was a lot happening in Chicago yesterday as well that we're going to talk about. It should be a good show. Listen, we have had no shortage of content this week to the point where I still have audio from JD Vance on Sunday shows that I would like to get to at some point because I thought he was an absolute beast. But the way that the news cycle has developed, it has been increasingly difficult to cover everything. Now, I appreciate you guys joining us no matter where you are, whether you're on iHeartRadio, tune in, the FM dial, listening to us. We appreciate you. You can also watch the show, and you can always go back and rewatch the show. We're on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all of the platforms. Why would you want to watch a radio show on your TV or on your phone? Well, we have video elements for all of the audio that you see or that you hear on your radio. It does add some things. When we discussed Donald J. Trump at the Medal of Freedom ceremony, there was a couple moments where you need the video to pick up what was going on inside inside that ceremony because Trump was pretty funny. Not gonna lie, and especially in the point where Erica Kirk said, believe it or not, Charlie really did pray for his enemies. And Trump is standing behind her, and he gets a little smirk. And he did. He prayed for his enemies. It was in private, but I can attest to it. And Trump just kind of like throws up his hands behind her. Erica didn't even see him, and I thought it was hilarious. Some people were mad at Trump yesterday. They said he made it about him. And I didn't see it. I thought Trump did a good job about talking about the reality of what we're facing in this country, while circling back and bringing it to Charlie the entire time. To each their own. I don't think Charlie would have been upset about how Trump handled it. I think Charlie would have actually been pretty honored, and Erica was pretty honored. A lot of people have made conversation about, where has Charlie's parents been through all this? Charlie's parents haven't been around. Charlie's parents were at the ceremony yesterday. Donald Trump took some time to speak with them. Marsha Blackburn took some time to speak with them. She posted a photo with Charlie's mom and dad, and I was glad to see that they were there. I was. They've been playing the background on this, as you can understand. But a lot of people have been like, "Oh, that's a red flag. Oh, what's going on there?" I don't see it. Anything we talk about today on the show, you're more than welcome to join in. 615-737-9986. That's the phone lines. Phone lines are always open on the show. Text line is always open on the show, and you can always jump in the chat on YouTube and Rumble. Shout out to the chat. They're always asking me to do things. Yesterday, did you see yesterday on the chat on YouTube? They're like, Chris, if you're reading the chat, salute the camera. It's like the Britney Spears video. It's like if you're in trouble, blink.
Blink twice so we know you're in trouble.
Blink twice if you're in trouble. Okay, got it. I'll do that. I'll do that right away. So we love you guys over there on YouTube and on Rumble. We love you guys on the text lines and on the phone lines. All right, so should we just do the Young Republicans thing? I feel like that's where we should begin.
Yeah, let's get your anger out of the way first, and then we can go to...
I feel like we should wake up this morning. We should choose anger.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Is that okay? All right, so this story drops yesterday. So it's shocking. Shocking. Politico. You know you're in a good spot, right? It's Politico. There's no lean whatsoever. Headline: I love Hitler. Leaked messages expose young Republicans' racist chat. Thousands of private messages reveal young GOP leaders joking about gas chambers, slavery, and rape. Can I highlight the biggest thing in that headline? Joking. Now, there are going to be people like, oh, you can't joke about that kind of stuff. And I would just let you know it's 2025. Jokes happen. And you know which ones are the funniest? The politically incorrect jokes. It's true. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to debate with you. But I'll let you know that I have quite a few text message threads with Jewish friends and black friends and white friends and occasionally an Italian. And the funniest jokes are the politically incorrect ones. I'm sorry they are. Did you know what kind of juice Hitler liked to have with breakfast in the morning? Did you know? None. Hitler hated juice. What? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
These are politically incorrect. I'm sorry.
That's a nasty one. That's nasty.
New York. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked, but they kept typing anyway. They referred to black people as monkeys and the watermelon people, and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide, and lauded Republicans who they believed supported slavery. This is how they're framing it. And I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't. I'm not going to say racist things. I'm not. But I'd be lying to you if I told you I never made an off-color joke with my black friends. I have. And you know what? They were funny. And you know what else? They've made jokes about white people to me. The horror. And you know what else? They were funny. They were funny. And we laughed. And we laughed together. Because humor brings people together. I honestly, I don't care. I mean, I'm having a hard time being worried about what some college kid or young Republican leader is joking about in private messages. I'm far more upset about the fact that the young Republicans felt that the need to be weak-kneed and come out and apologize for this and make a big virtue signaling post. Oh my gosh. Let me give you some inside baseball. We would have, at Turning Point, at times, people say some things that, a little bit too close to the sun. You know what I mean? You're flying too close to the sun, and we need to have a conversation. In fact, there were times where people would show up on a news hit and, they do something like advocate for overthrowing the government. And and instead of putting out a big, long virtue signaling post, it would be a private conversation and separation. And if you feel the need to separate from these people because of private conversations, that's the young Republicans' right. Make no mistake about it. But what are we doing? We're playing by the rules that have been set by the left that the left doesn't have to follow. And I think that is bogus and baloney. So after these text messages leak, and we'll talk about how they leaked here in a second, the young Republicans, they put out this statement. Here, let's get the statement on the screen. We are appalled by the vile and inexcusable language revealed in the Politico article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. Those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism. Hey, guys, what young person is going to want to join your movement if you can't even have their back when they're joking? Have a private conversation with them. Talk to them. Tell them about how this behavior could be problematic. And then make your decision from there. But this virtue signaling post that is being credited as laudable by many Democrats, including our own state senator, Heidi Campbell, you understand that when you apologize You're not going to win over these leftists that you think you're going to win over. You're not going to win over conservatives that you think you're going to win over. Nothing is going to change. You just look weak. You look weak. They should have never apologized. They should have never even addressed it. It would have been a non-story. Yeah, here we are. You know how I would have addressed it? I would have addressed it the same way Matt Walsh addressed cancel culture coming after him in 2022. Do you remember this? Matt Walsh laid out the perfect playbook when people were coming after him because he was against the mutilation of children. And he said, you know, when people come after you, you don't have to apologize. This was Matt Walsh back in 2022 on how you deal with the woke mob coming after you.
So here's my official answer for the record. Kiss my ass. I do not apologize. In fact, by all rights, you sick freaks should be the ones apologizing to me for lying and defaming me, and doing it all because I'm trying to prevent you from sexually mutilating children. You damned monsters. You child-abusing psychopaths. I wouldn't apologize to you soulless parasites if I had a gun to my head. Instead, I'd rather just tell you all to piss off. I apologize for nothing. I concede nothing. I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob of degenerate morons. You know, the secret they never say out loud is that nobody is truly canceled unless they consent to it and they willingly play their assigned roles.
Bingo. And you know what the young Republicans are doing? They're willingly consenting to being canceled. They're playing their assigned role. This is 3 years ago. Matt said it perfectly. What are you guys doing? Also, has there been any outrage from Democrats over a guy who wanted to murder the children of a Republican legislator, who wanted to shoot the Republican legislator instead of, I don't know, Hitler or Pol Pot? No. Actually, Jay Jones, who's running for Attorney General in Virginia, hasn't even lost a single endorsement. But we have to play by the rules of the left, and we have to demand resignations for jokes. I don't care. I think this is so weak-kneed. I think it's so weak-kneed. Also, can we talk about the young Democrats? Oh, the young Republicans are making jokes. Let's check in on young Democrats, shall we?
We got Charlie in the neck, in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck.
Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh.
He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead.
Oh. All right. We better apologize, guys. But we said mean things. They're cheering on Charlie being murdered. They don't back away from a candidate who's talking about murdering Republicans. Not in a joking way either. I'm supposed to care about this? Am I? Is that what we're doing? I'm not playing by the rules of the left. I'm sorry. I'm not bending the knee. I'm not conceding any territory. And the whole story is just so bizarre. You know how these texts got leaked to Politico? Rumor has it was a little disgruntled Republican that did it. A guy that was trying to extort other members of this New York Young Republicans chapter. We'll talk about that when we get back. It's 9:21. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. And if you are living with pain, you know you don't have to, right? You can get back to a pain-free life real quick without surgery, without painful injections, and without opioids. The Wellness Institute of Nashville has your back, and they're not going to break the bank. It's the Big Daddy Trump special. It's been going on for a while. We've been talking about it for a while, but it's a huge deal, man, and you should really think about taking advantage of it. It's only $12. Get you a full exam, x-rays if needed, a well-explained diagnosis, and your first treatment. All that, you heard me correctly, for just $12. This is what Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley do, and they've been doing it for a while. They're going to get you back to a pain-free life. People say it all the time, man, I should have came here first. You should have. And if you're still dealing with pain and you've tried the other options, you should go there now. Whether it's back pain, sciatica, neck pain, numbness, bulging discs, they'll treat it all with non-surgical spinal decompression, robot lasers, and even anti-gravity machines. And you are going to get back to a pain-free life starting at just $12. Give them a call, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or find them online, painisbad.com.
President Trump is not proposing an increase in student visas for Chinese students. The 600K references 2 years' worth of visas, which is simply a continuation of existing policy.
I don't want 300,000 people a year from China in our country.
No.
I just don't.
No.
Because I think they spy.
Yeah.
And I think that they're stealing
I don't even
our
think
intellectual
it's not even that
property.
we think they do.
They do.
They do it. Well, they got busted operating secret police stations in our country.
Yeah.
They got busted operating a secret biolab in California.
And why are they? That's right. I remember that.
They rode a spy balloon over our entire country. There should be
And Joe Biden let it happen.
there should be no reason why
Right.
we're doing this.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today.
Remember last week with the Tylenol stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Britain, they came out and they said, don't listen to anything Trump says. You remember that?
Don't listen.
Don't listen to the orange man. Tylenol's totally safe. And then we were like, well, should we listen to Tylenol? Because they said don't take it while pregnant.
Yeah, they said
Remember
that a while ago, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I've come to a new conclusion. We don't need to listen to anything the British government says, which leads me to this headline. First cousin marriage has benefits, says NHS guidance, despite birth defect risk. First cousin marriage is linked to stronger extended family support systems and economic advantages. It's a strong family. Now, it's important to point out the real reason that they're doing this is because they've been culturally invaded by Muslims. I know. Listen, it's uncomfortable. People don't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. Diversity is our strength. Yikes.
Up ahead on Super Talk 99.7, another floating drug vessel blown up near Venezuela, and why the visas of some foreigners were just revoked by the Trump administration. That and more in just a couple of moments here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand, 928 Super Talk 99.7 WTN. So during the break, the boss came in.
Uh-oh.
I know. I said, was it the Hitler joke? And he said, no, I just haven't seen you since you were out sick on Friday. I wanted to check on you. I was like, all right, good.
That's good.
All right, that's good.
His face, he stepped in here first and he goes, "Is Chris available?" And
I felt like he was selling a stern face because he was listening to the show. Do you feel like he was selling that?
Trying to pretend like he wasn't joking back behind the scenes.
I think like low key, he was trying to like mess with me.
Wanted to see you squirm.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And then we started talking. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was like, oh, yeah, it's because I was sick. He's like, did you get COVID? And I said, I don't know. I didn't take a PCR test. Wow. I said, I've never taken one of those tests.
Not jamming anything up your nose?
And then I also said, also for the record, I'll quit if any vaccine mandates ever come up.
Hey, just laying it on the table.
I'm just being honest. No, I like Newsuit. He's funny.
Paul's great.
He's a good guy. The young Republicans, on the other hand, very disrespectful. Very, very disgraceful. Very disgraceful. Listen, guys, if you want a movement that's not going to turn their back on you over a joke, there's movements out there. I have a few that I could suggest. But in a point in time when we have so many young people looking to the Republican Party, why would we want to send a message that we're going to sell them out if they do anything wrong? We're demanding resignations. How dare you? You said hurtful things. And I'm sitting over here. And I'm like, weren't Democrats calling for assassinations on Blue Sky after Charlie got shot in the neck? And I was like, oh, yeah, they were. I mean, look, it's like, can you put this on the screen? It's like, I mean, listen, and for the record, I wasn't one of the ones calling for these people to be fired. I wasn't, because, like, whatever, like, let them expose themselves. Some people did call for the firings. I didn't really care about that either. Like, if you want to call for their firings, call for their firings. I wasn't over the top of saying we need to get every liberal fired for their opinion. But let's be real. Let's be real. We're supposed to be mad about a joke. Yet over on Blue Sky, after Charlie gets shot, I mean, it's September 10th. These are all September 10th. I hope they do Joe Rogan next, J.K. Rowling next. Can we do Ben Shapiro next? Like, I'm glad that guy died. Ben Shapiro next. Everyone is like Ben Shapiro next or Joe Rogan next or whatever. But yeah, that'd be cool. But how about J.K. Rowling? Matt Walsh next. It's like, are we really bending the knee to these people? Are we truly going to play by the playbook that they lay out for us, that they don't even follow? I'm not. And I think that we need to be more mad at the people that leaked these messages, which we are going to talk about. It's been pretty well established who and how leaked these messages to Politico. And if you want to cancel anybody, it's this Republican, this GOP member. So soft, so ridiculous. That there's only one person that should be canceled. And we'll tell you his name after the news with Joan Jones. It's 9:30 on Super Talk 99.7. Oh. It's not the lightning round, bro. Easy with the trigger finger. Easy.
What happened?
Easy with the trigger finger.
Whoa, that was wild.
WTN.
Good morning. It's 9:31. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. Got a stalled out car on 65 southbound this morning at the North Loop. It's in the right lane. The right lane is blocked off there right at I-24. Careful in that area. In the news this morning, the president announced yesterday that the U.S. military had carried out another strike on a suspected drug vessel off the coast of Venezuela. It killed 6 suspected smugglers.
Venezuela says the latest U.S. strike on a suspected drug boat is a violation of international rights. But President Trump says the U.S. attacked the boat in international waters, killing 6 drug traffickers. It's the 5th U.S. missile strike on a boat off Venezuela in recent months.
That's ABC's Faith Abube. Starting today, the Tennessee Highway Patrol is using a new phone system, routing calls over a private network rather than the public internet. THP saying that call quality will improve and so will dependability. Nothing changes about how to reach THP. Just dial star THP from any cell phone. The Trump administration has revoked the visas of 6 foreigners deemed by U.S. officials to have made derisive comments or made light of the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
The announcement came as President Trump was posthumously awarding Kirk America's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The administration and its supporters have targeted people for comments about Kirk, leading to firings or other discipline. But it also raises free speech concerns. The State Department says it reviewed social media posts and clips about Kirk. The visas were revoked from people from Argentina, Brazil, Germany, Mexico, Paraguay, and South Africa.
ABC's Chuck Sievertson. Well, they've been preparing the site for months. Now, yesterday was the official groundbreaking for the Buc-ee's in Murfreesboro. With Governor Bill Lee in attendance, Buc-ee's is set to open there in December of 2026. That is the latest news. We've got your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
We won't It's 9:39 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC. Water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. You can listen to us anywhere. iHeartRadio, tune in, the FM dial. You can watch the show. Super Talk TV. We're up and running. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. Rumble's back up.
Rumble's back up.
Let's go. How many we got on Rumble right now?
Let's take a little peek.
I don't want to underestimate. Yesterday we were talking about Twitch, and I don't know why we're on Twitch. It's like a video gaming platform.
Half as bad as your numbers there.
But I was 66%. We were 66% over my guess.
I kind of want to hear your guess. Where do you think we're at on Rumble right now?
17?
11.
11.
Let's get those numbers up. We got to match Chris.
Rumble's such a janky platform.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's hard to find the page.
It's so hard. It's so hard. So shout out to everybody in the Rumble chat.
Appreciate you.
All of you.
All 11 of you.
All of you. Shout out to everybody on YouTube as well. We appreciate you guys. All right, hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friend. If you're listening on anywhere online, there's a share button in the digital platform. It does help. If you help us grow our digital footprint, it helps the radio station, helps all the hosts. We were talking about Twitch, and I said it's a video gaming platform. We're talking about the Young Republicans, and I don't know if you guys have ever been inside a video game chat that 10-year-olds are in. Unbelievably worse than anything Young Republicans do.
Oh, heinous.
It's just, I mean, like, here's the thing that bugs me, right? You have mainstream culture bringing up these kids in these kind of vile video game chats. You have mainstream music honoring songs like WAP, Wet A.P., you know what I mean? And then we're supposed to be shocked and stunned over off-color language and jokes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant stunning and brave, like you talked about.
No, but like, are we supposed to be mortified by this stuff? Do you not know the culture that these kids are coming up in? And then when you see young kids repeating what they see in the culture, we have to put out a public apology? Miss me with that. I actually got a text here from 9660, and I scrolled back in the text on 9660. I was like, is this person a liberal? And he's actually, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But I invited him to call in because he disagrees with me. 9660 said, rape jokes aren't any more okay than murder jokes, Chris. Both are disgusting. Okay. Fair point. And to also be fair, I don't make rape jokes. I do. That's a bridge too far for even me. But I would tell you, go into one of these video game chats. Go into one of them. Just check it out. Go into a Twitch stream and listen to these 10-year-olds. Okay, by all means. And I just replied, playing by the left's rules is ridiculous. He said, don't let your hatred of the left make you behave like an a-hole. I'm sorry. The people that want me dead, the people that threaten my life, not wanting to play by their rules makes me an a-hole. Make no mistake about it. Charlie Kirk, what happened to him, they want to happen to you. What happened to Irina Zarutska, they want to happen to your wife and your daughter. But make no mistake about it. That's the reality. And I'm not apologizing to these leftist losers. The Young Republicans bent the knee. They shouldn't have. They upended their whole organization to virtue signal and white knight and play by the left's rules that the left doesn't even play by. Nope, miss me with that. Not gonna do it. Just let's look at this. Okay, so put this on the screen for me. This is how Politico covered Jay Jones and his text messages versus how Politico is covering the Young Republicans private group chat. Republicans amp up pressure on Democrats to ditch Jay Jones in Virginia. That's the headline. Republicans amp up pressure. No mention about wanting to murder the Republican legislature. No mention about wanting to watch his children die in their mother's arms. Nothing. The headline on the article about the Young Republicans, I loved Hitler. Leaked messages expose Young Republicans' racist chat. These things are not the same. They're not. The left isn't covering them the same. because they're not playing by the rules that they say we have to play by. And do you know what else? We don't have to play by the rules either. You only have to play by the rules if you agree to it. I'm not going to agree to it. I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and have faux outrage over what some kids are saying in a chat. I don't care. I don't. I have nothing, no ill will towards any of the young Republicans. Go join a real organization. Start your own, better yet. These weak, soft people. Who needs to be canceled in this entire thing? Gavin Wax. Gavin Wax, formerly the president of the New York Republican Club. He's been accused, and credibly accused, might I say, of extorting Michael Bartels to obtain private Telegram messages from a Young Republicans group chat. Then those texts got leaked to Politico. Bartels is a senior advisor in the Office of the General Counsel at the U.S. Small Business Administration. He provided a private notarized affidavit stating that Wax demanded he hand over the full chat log and threatened his professional standing when he resisted, raising the possibility of legal action over an alleged breach of a non-disclosure agreement. Bartels denied providing the messages directly to Politico. Gavin Wax, a Republican. Slimeball. Absolute slimeball. The leaked chat from a group named Restore YR War Room contained numerous offensive remarks, leading to widespread condemnation. Some individuals named in the logs, such as Peter Gunta, Bobby Walker, apologized for their comments. Don't apologize. Tell them to kick rocks. I was saying to my wife, I said, if some of my texts got leaked, you know how much apologizing they'd expect out of me versus how much apologizing I'd do? Yeah, exactly. I don't know why they apologized. They also suggested that the messages have been altered or taken out of context, 100%. And they alleged the leak was part of a coordinated campaign against them led by Gavin Wax and others. Feels like a power struggle to me. Milo Yiannopoulos echoed these claims, accusing Wax of collaborating with hostile media to damage fellow conservatives and referencing past allegations of blackmail and misconduct. Wax, who previously served as a staffer in Trump's State Department, has not commented publicly on the allegations. He formally resigned as the president of the New York Young Republican Club on April 6, 2025, assumed the role of chairman, while Stefano El Forte succeeded him as president on April 9, 2025. If you want to be mad at anybody, look inward. Be mad at Gavin Wax. Is this a power struggle? Sounds like it. But why are we apologizing? Why is the Young Republicans apologizing for this? Chris Murphy, senator out of Connecticut, said this is some vile stuff. And these aren't teenagers. Many are Republican staffers. At least one works for Trump. Epithets like the F word for gay people, the R word for the mentally challenged, the N word appear more than 251 times combined. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. Fun fact. If you do a search for Jay Jones on Chris Murphy's Twitter profile, you get a goose egg, 0 comments on the Attorney General. Again, they don't have to play by these rules. We have to play by these rules. I'm not playing by these rules. J.D. Vance responded to this. And shout out to Veep, who we affectionately refer to as 48. He said, here, put the tweet up on the screen. You got the tweet on screen for everybody on YouTube and Rumble and all the thing. It's a screenshot of Jay Jones's text messages, the guy that wants Republicans dead and their children dead. He said this is far worse than anything said in a college group chat. And the guy who said it could become the AG of Virginia. I refuse to join the pearl clutching when powerful people call for political violence. Make no mistake about it. The Democrats want you dead. The Democrats laugh when we get shot. The Democrats don't care. I'm not going to care about this either. Robert, you're up next on Super Talk. Thanks for holding, man. What do you got?
First of all, I'd like to sit here and say I have proudly been banned from Discord chats simply for telling little kids and grown adults to stop using GD.
Okay.
DDT holding back water comment.
Yep. No, I got you using the Lord's name in vain. That's a bridge too far.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling them. I tolerate, F-bombs and everything else, but I got thrown off things like the Y-Files and Bob's survival chat, No Man's survival chat on Discord, just simply because I kept asking people, and I kept asking nicely. I didn't yell and scream at people. I just says, watch the GD, please stop using that, please stop taking the Lord's name in vain, and I got thrown off the Survival Bob's Discord simply because Bob himself come on there and said, hey, look, my moderators are telling me that you're bothering and offending people by that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, thank you. I'll gladly take that honor. Go ahead and throw me off.
Yeah, it's insane. Here's the thing. Like, words aren't going to bother me. Like, you're gonna face your own repercussions for the things that you say. That's businesses are allowed to fire you if that's the case. My problem is the white knighting. My problem is the virtue signaling from the young Republicans. You could have handled this matter in private if you felt it needed to be handled. But like hearing these words don't cause a stir in me. I find it far more egregious that some folks think if you say something like the N-word that they have a green light to commit violence against you. I think that's a bit insane. We live in America. You're supposed to have the right to free speech, not to incite violence, but the left cheers on the violence. The left cheers on the murder. And then they'll use it to bludgeon us at any opportunity they have, and they'll ignore it from their side.
That's one of the arguments I actually threw back in one of these Discord chat things is the fact that, they're if you're giving them the right freedom of your chat to use these words and language, don't I have the right to politely ask them not to?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to do what I ask, but I mean, I should be as allowed to, as long as I'm doing it politely, peacefully, ask them not to use that kind of language. I think the biggest problem with a lot of the younger people and their language stuff is one of the things that kept me from going out here is my parents used to pop my jaw if I said something wrong, and I had an Aunt Jean that literally washed my mouth out with soap at least 3 times when I was a child for saying the wrong word.
But this is still like this. What these kids are exposed to is the culture that has been propagated by the left for years and years and years. And they were told it's fine, ignore it, like don't worry. Here's a Grammy for Megan Thee Stallion. She's stunning and brave to sing about how free she is with her wet AP. And then if you repeat anything even similar as a Republican in a group chat, it's like, no, you're literally the devil and you need to be fired and you need to be canceled and you need to be shut down and you need to apologize. And it's like, dude, kick rocks.
Yeah, I never apologized for any of my stuff. I just told them, you don't like it, fine. You want to ban me? Hey, I would rather be banned for doing the right thing than be allowed to do whatever I want for the wrong thing.
I'm with you, man, and I appreciate the call, Robert. 615-737-9986. If you want to join the conversation, it's 9:52. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Why am I so happy and so excited that Jimmy Kimmel lied to his audience?
He had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points.
I'm excited because the liberal and the legacy media have been lying about Republicans for years, and people like this are finally taking notice.
I didn't think much of the death because from what I had heard, Charlie Kirk had been a neo-Nazi who wanted me to be dead. He didn't support my existence and whatnot. And now I'm kind of sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I feel like I had been lied to. I really took some time after the, thing happened to kind of look into his videos, look into his beliefs, look into his thoughts and who he was as a person. And to me, he seemed like a well-mannered family man. He believed in the country. He believed in the greater good of the country. He had his own political beliefs and opinions. And sure, there's a lot of things that I don't agree with him on, but I never would stand for him dying or being murdered because of his beliefs. And I think I may be starting to lean a lot farther right in response to everything that's taken place.
The Senate takes another vote to end the shutdown today. We'll tell you what congressional leaders are predicting. And Governor Bill Lee says the Memphis crime crackdown is here to stay. That and more coming up here at 10 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
9:59 Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm Chris Hand. I just got a text from somebody in the Young Republicans. You know that? You know what they said?
What'd they say?
They said, thank you, Chris. They said, thank you. Thank you for addressing this situation. We're not playing by the same rules anymore. The rules have changed. Listen, here's the thing. I'm getting texts, and it highlights my point. It highlights my point. And then I'm going to move off this. We'll talk about something else. But I'm getting texts from a guy. I'm not even going to give out his number, but he's talking about the last leak was from Charlie's neck. Calling him Mr. Bullseye Neck. Like, exactly. You were proving my point. And I'm not going to call your job and try and get you fired, even though I think you're vile.
You're a loser.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you're making my point. Said, why can't we joke about old Bullseye Neck, boy? Charles no longer in charge. Get it? Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm not going to play by the left's rules when the left doesn't play by those rules. It's disgusting. These people are disgusting. They want us dead. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. They want you and I to be Charlie. They want your wives and daughters to be Irina. And then when it happens, they'll laugh about it. So no, I'm not going to cancel guys on my team. I'm not. We got a lot more to cover. Make no mistake about it. This isn't the biggest story of the day, the Young Republicans thing. It's just what made me the most mad. On the way, we'll talk about some of the bigger stories. Javier Milei was in town. That was a pretty big deal. 15th day of the government shutdown. Still not a chemtrail in the sky. That's pretty cool. And we also have the Medal of Freedom given to Charlie Kirk. There was something on the Medal of Freedom that has never been on a Medal of Freedom before. What was it? We'll tell you when we get back. 10:01 Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Good morning, 10:01. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. The shutdown continues. Another vote scheduled in the Senate later today. House Speaker Mike Johnson expects Democrats will hold out for free health care for illegal aliens once again.
We won't sell out the long-term security and future of the United States so that Chuck Schumer can prevent a primary challenge from his left wing. We will not be a part of that nonsense.
Meantime, Axios reports Democrats call President Trump's workarounds to fund some programs illegal. They include diverting previously appropriated funds to pay military members and using tariff revenue to pay for SNAP benefits for women, infants, and children. A violent standoff between Chicago residents and Border Patrol agents yesterday after a couple of illegal immigrants rammed the agents with their car. Reporter Michelle Gallardo is with Chicago radio station WLS.
There was a white expedition that was being driven by Border Patrol agents chasing a red SUV in circles around the neighborhood, probably for around 30 minutes. And after the accident, we see the occupants of the red vehicle running away, the agents chasing them. A statement from the Department of Homeland Security, in fact, saying that the driver of the red vehicle rammed them first, saying that that is what prompted the chase. And they added that both of the people that were inside that vehicle were undocumented immigrants.
And Border Patrol agents arrested them. But that's when about 50 residents of that neighborhood gathered around the scene and threw eggs and rocks at the Border Patrol agents. Border Patrol deployed tear gas and made arrests. Meantime, there's a bounty being placed on Border Patrol agents' lives.
The department warned that cartels are offering $2,000 for gathering intelligence on federal officials and their families, often with the goal of doxing them. $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or non-lethal assaults, and up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem telling President Trump in a recent cabinet meeting that she's stepping up security.
Snipers on the roof.
Authorities calling the intelligence evidence of a structured bounty program to incentivize violence against federal personnel.
ABC's Pierre Thomas. New numbers from Memphis, where federal agents are coordinating that crackdown on crime. More than 850 arrests, 175 seized illegal firearms, and Governor Bill Lee on the length of that mission.
We have just begun. In fact, I will tell you that it will last forever, because what we believe will happen is the numbers of law enforcement agents from different agencies will change depending on the mission at the moment. It'll be mission dependent. What we find this week will inform what we do next week.
And he says those taken into custody include violent criminals and known gang members. That's the latest news. We've got weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
It's 10:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC. Water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. You can listen to us anywhere. iHeart, TuneIn, the FM dial. You can watch us, Super Talk TV. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, YouTube. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. No matter where you are, help us grow the digital footprint of the radio station. We appreciate you doing that. It really does help. If everybody listening could do that, even if you don't watch us all the time, that would be clutch. It would really make a difference for the radio station. We got a lot to get to today, and we're excited to have you here. Phone lines are open should you want to join any of the conversations. 615-737-9986. That's the same number for the phone, same number for the text. And I'm all over social media too, at Chris Hand on Air on just about every platform. So yesterday, I don't know what you were doing around 3 o'clock. Murphy did a great job covering the Medal of Honor ceremony. I was like, shout out to Murphy. He's got video up on the YouTube. Did you see that?
Dude, he's looking good.
He's elevating the game. I love it.
Looking good.
Looking good, Murph.
Or other way I like to say it is finally catching up.
No, he's stunning and brave.
No, he's stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave. Everybody had it on TV yesterday. Murphy wasn't the only one. He was who we were watching. We were very excited that he covered that whole thing. We watched it. My wife, my kids, and we watched the whole thing. And I thought Trump did an amazing job. I thought Eric Kirk was unbelievable. But it was on every single station except one. Can you put this picture up on the screen for me? If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this. News Nation, C-SPAN, I don't know what that one is. Fox News, CNN, Fox Business, Real America's Voice, Newsmax, NBC, ABC, OAN. The only station that didn't have the Medal of Freedom ceremony on live was MSNBC. They decided to go with Nicole Wallace. They wonder why their ratings are in the trash. It's like if those kids knew what was going on in the real world, they'd be very upset. I mean, they didn't want President Trump to be up there speaking truth. And the truth is, Charlie's killing is the direct result of leftist propaganda and left-wing violence. President Trump made that point yesterday. And I'll be honest with you, as we're watching with the kids, it was a little uncomfortable.
Days since Charlie's killing, we've seen exactly why our country so dearly needed his example. We've watched legions of far-left radicals resort to desperate acts of violence and terror because they know that their ideas and arguments are persuading no one. They know that they're failing. They have the devil's ideology, and they're failing, and they know it. They feel it, and they become violent. They seem to become very violent on the left. They've rammed vehicles into federal law enforcement, fired sniper rifles at ICE agents.
And he goes on to talk about Jay Jones a bit. And he says, they text about joking about killing Republican legislatures, joking about killing their children. I'm sitting there with my kids. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not on the level of Charlie Kirk. I'm probably never going to ever make it to that level. And this is not a comparison. But for my kids, they've been with the Charlie stuff. I mean, I worked closely with Charlie. I was the media director for Turning Point USA. This one hit close to home. And after Charlie was murdered, they were like, "Dad, you do the same thing." And I was like, "Yeah, don't worry. So it affected the kids differently. But then when the president is on TV, he's like, and they're sending text messages about killing their children. It's like, that's the reality of the left. That's far more disgusting than what's happening in a group chat with off-color jokes. That's where we're at. That's where the left is at. It's wild, man. It's wild. I thought Trump did a great job. I thought Erica Kirk was just an example of bravery once again. And she thanked President Trump, Vice President Vance, Usha Vance, Melania for all the support.
For support of our family and the work that Charlie devoted his life to will be something I cherish forever. So thank you. To our gracious First Lady in her office for making this event possible. Thank you as well. It's beautiful. To Vice President and the lovely Usha Vance, your friendship has been an unbelievable encouragement. Thank you.
I mean, Usha's been by Erica's side pretty much the entire time. JD, you remember JD Vance, Air Force Two, bringing Charlie back to Arizona. Usha Vance standing there with Erica. One of the more powerful moments about the memorial service was when Erica was talking about Usha, and she's like, make it through the next 15 minutes. You can, we all go through that as parents. You get into the rut. Everything's going crazy. It's haywire. Kids are melting down. It's like, okay, get through the next 15 minutes. And she said, the same thing here. You just got to get through the next 15 minutes, and then the 15 minutes after that, and the 15 after that. Usha's been awesome. Awesome for Erica.
And to all our friends and family that are here and watching from all around the world, thank you for loving us. Thank you for praying for us and for believing in what Charlie believed in. And to our Turning Point USA staff and the Charlie Kirk Show staff, we love you.
The Turning Point staff has been unbelievable. And I've been in contact with those guys nonstop. And I could not tell you a harder working group of people with more grit, more fight, more spirit. There's nobody on the planet like them. They are, they're just an unbelievable group of people. I could spend the rest of the show listing off all of the names over at Turning Point who are just working so hard, have still yet to really have a moment to grieve. And they're just an unbelievable example of what you can do under immense pressure. And the pressure has been immense. I mean, they pulled off the memorial service in 7 days, which was just wild, absolutely wild. They haven't stopped for a moment. And it's everybody across the board, from graphic design to merch to PR to social media, to the editors, to the production team, to the camera operators, to the Charlie Kirk Show producers. I mean, everybody across the board. It's unbelievable. But Erica yesterday saying that what she was able to get on Charlie's birthday from President Trump is the best birthday gift ever.
But now I can say with confidence, Mr. President, that you have given him the best birthday gift he could ever have.
Now, one of the cool things about the Medal of Freedom is, first time this has ever happened, engraved on the back was the cross. It's never happened before, and I thought that's a really, really nice touch, and I know it meant a lot to Erica. Charlie was an absolute man of faith. We all know that. We see it in his work. You can see it in his work now as you go back and you watch all the videos. We played some of those yesterday. His message to young men was rooted in biblical values. His message to young women was rooted in the Bible. His message to pastors was get back to the Bible. So to put that on the Medal of Freedom, I thought it was a really classy move by the president and by the White House. This was one of my favorite moments. If you remember at the memorial service, Trump said it was hard for him to pray for his enemies. He knew Charlie did it, but he said, I can't. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this, or if you were watching yesterday, you saw this. But Erica is saying Charlie really did pray for his enemies, and President Trump behind her smirks and kind of throws up his hands.
God, when it was costly, but that's what we're called to do. Surprisingly enough, he did pray for his enemies, which is very hard, but he did. He did. He did.
I don't know. That was it was nice. It was a nice moment of a bit of levity when the president throws up his arms like, I can't. I'm sorry. It's hard. But there was a lot of tear jerking moments as well. This one got all of us in my house. My wife, myself, my 11-year-old daughter. We're all sitting there when she was talking about the 3-year-old, her 3-year-old daughter, and it's her dad's birthday. It's her dad's birthday. He's not there anymore because of the rhetoric of the left, because of the violence from the left, and she had the message from the 3-year-old to her dad on his birthday.
And before I close, I'll share with you that I asked our daughter what she would like to say to Daddy for his birthday. Excuse me. She said, "Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to give you a stuffed animal." "I want you to eat a cupcake with ice cream, and I want you to go have a birthday surprise. I love you," is what she said.
It's tough to listen to. That one's tough, heartbreaking. That one hits home to me. I have a 3-year-old little girl. She knows I'm dad, right? But she wouldn't be able to comprehend why I wouldn't be coming home. That heartbreaking. It's the reality of the world we live in, we just pray that something like this never happens again, and we just pray for peace. And we don't want to see this. We don't want to see this on either side. It seems like it's only come from one side. It's awful. A lot of talk has been about where have Charlie's parents been during all of this? And, there's been a bunch of conspiracy theories, and I haven't played into them too much. I'm open to new information. I absolutely am. If you got real information, I'm all ears. I haven't heard it, but one of the theories is like Charlie's parents haven't been around. They don't trust what's going on, and there's a separation there. Yet as they were playing Amazing Grace on the violin, and the president and Erica were walking out, Donald Trump did make his way over to Charlie's mom and dad, who were in attendance, and spoke to them for quite a while. And Marsha Blackburn also got to spend some time with Charlie's parents yesterday, posting a photo on social media with them. They were there, and it was pretty special to see that, and I'm glad that they got to be there for that. Charlie's life was just unbelievable. What he was able to do in 31 years, most men will never get to accomplish in a lifetime. So it's a fitting honor for Charlie Kirk, what we saw yesterday. And I was just really happy that they did that for him. I loved what they did yesterday. People criticizing Trump, saying that he made the speech about him. I didn't see it. To each their own. I thought it was a great job all around by the White House, putting on this ceremony for Charlie on his birthday. I thought there was a lot of credit to be given to the president, who, just the day before, returned back from Egypt and Israel, and an unbelievable peace summit, an unbelievable peace deal. I mean, you think about the 48 hours of the president. It's insane. The man's work ethic is unbeatable, and I thought it was quite the honor that we saw. And if you're still watching the stream, they're still showing the embrace between Erica and Charlie's parents and the president right there with them the entire time. It was a cool moment. It was a cool moment to see, and I'm grateful that it happened. We'll talk a little bit more on the way. It seems like the left is having a hard time finding new things to criticize the president about, but that hasn't slowed them down. Jasmine Crockett has a great new conspiracy theory about President Trump, and we'll bring that to you on the way. Jasmine Crockett, very low IQ. Spoiler alert. We'll talk about it next. 1021 Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at Zero Res. When my carpets get messy, well, first I blame the kids. And then when they go, it wasn't me, it was the dogs, I say sorry, and I blame the dogs. And then I look at my wife, and she says, call Zero Res. And we always do, because they don't break the bank. $45 right now will get you any carpet cleaned in your entire house. It's a great deal, and it's safe for everybody. It's safe for the kids, safe for the dogs. They use their exclusive ZR water. No soap, no harsh chemicals, no residue. Very maha of them, and it means your carpets and your upholstery don't just look insanely clean. They're going to stay clean longer. The kids can sprawl out. Dogs can roll around. We don't have to stress about what's in the fibers. It's not just carpets. They do a lot more than that. Air ducts, tile, rugs, upholstery, the works. Perfect if you deal with what I deal with all the kids and all the dogs. The Facebook recommendations through the roof. Everybody has nice things to say about these guys behind their back. I do as well. You will once you get your carpets cleaned also. 615-535-9376, 615-535-9376, or you can book online, ZeroResNashville.com.
What caused a train derailment in Colombia yesterday? And a state of emergency in L.A. over ICE agents capturing illegal immigrants for deportation there. That's coming up here at 10:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. It is 10:27 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by our friends at Better Water LLC. water filtration systems, water softeners. You get those at betterwater.com. You can listen to us anywhere. iHeart, tune in, the FM dial. Radio Classic, that's what we call it. So we like to call it Radio Classic.
Just Radio Classic.
I like it. I like Radio Classic.
It's kind of the best. You can listen anywhere.
But if you want to watch the show as well, you'll get video for all of the audio that you hear on your radio. Democrats are at a loss for words. It's tough to call the orange man Hitler when he's bringing peace to the Jews. It's a terrible Hitler. It's just try harder.
It doesn't stand on the same beliefs.
It's tough. It's tough to call him a fascist, authoritarian dictator when he's bringing about world peace. So you gotta do something new. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett. The creativity is it's reaching new levels, and I'm impressed. I am. Not a joke.
Yeah, the attempt is there.
Hey, don't interrupt your enemies when they're making a mistake. Jasmine Crockett has a new Blue Anon conspiracy theory about President Trump, and it goes like this. He's clearly suffering from a stroke. Yes. It's just to rehash. We'll go in reverse order, okay? Yesterday was the Charlie Kirk Medal of Freedom, okay? Before that, he was meeting with Javier Milei. Before that, he had just flown back to the U.S. Before that, he met privately with world leaders in Egypt. Before that, he had delivered a speech in Egypt. Before that, he signed a historic peace deal in Gaza. Before that, he was chatting. He had a meet and greet line that was like a mile long with world leaders. Before that, he spoke to the press. Before that, he had just flown to Egypt to meet with the Egyptian president. Before that, he had done an interview in Israel. Before that, he had delivered an hour-long speech to the Knesset. Before that, he met with hostage families. Before that, he was speaking with the press. Before that, he was meeting with Israeli leaders. Before that, he spoke to the press. Before that, he had just flown to Israel. Listen, if you can operate at that high of a level with a stroke, by all means, this is the new Blue Anon theory from Jasmine Crockett.
Is something happening, and this is based on what actual medical professionals have told me, mentally as well as physically. And then after they put out their report of his most recent physical, it has only led those on the medicinal side to think for sure that he had a stroke. There are people that are theorizing because I think within 4 to 6 weeks of one of these incidents, you have to go in and you have to get imaging and things like that, which is something they can't do at the White House, which would require them to get him over to Walter Reed. So we are asking the serious probing questions because mental as well as physical fitness are things that the American people are supposed to be made aware of when you are serving at the helm. So,
Got it. She never asked these questions about Joe Biden when he was shaking hands with ghosts and yelling out for dead people and getting lost and crapping his pants at the Vatican, allegedly. He did. He was wearing one pair of pants and then he showed up with another pair of pants. Depends on who you ask.
Did you just make a adult diapers joke?
Low key, I did. It was a subtle one.
I like it.
President Trump had a stroke, says Jasmine Crockett. Again, I just want to reiterate the schedule of the president doing all of this on a diet of Big Macs and Diet Coke. Flew to Israel, spoke to the press, met with Israeli leaders, spoke to the press, met with families of hostages, delivered an hour-long speech to the Knesset, did an interview, flew to Egypt, met with the Egyptian president, spoke to the press, took photos, had a meet and greet line with all the world leaders, signed the historic Gaza peace deal, delivered another speech, met privately with world leaders, flew back to the U.S., landed at 3 a.m., had a meeting with Javier Milei, and then did the Charlie Kirk Medal of Freedom ceremony. If you can operate at that high level of a stroke, then I don't know what to tell you. He must have had a stroke. 1031, Super Talk, 99.7, WTN.
Joan Jones with your top stories now. And Israel is threatening to cut aid to Gaza if the 20 remaining deceased hostages are not returned quickly by Hamas. The news comes after one set of remains that were sent to Israel have been determined now to not match any of the hostages. And the 2 deceased Americans' remains have yet to be returned.
There are 2 U.S. citizens amongst the deceased hostages, and we spoke to the father of Itarchen, Rubichen, and he said that waiting for his son to return is agonizing. He said he met President Trump when he was here in Israel, and Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner and Marco Rubio, and said he told them that the job is not done.
ABC's Ian Panel. In Los Angeles last night, officials voted to declare a state of emergency because of ICE officials making arrests of illegal immigrants. And with that proclamation, the county's ordered landlords to allow illegal immigrants to live in their homes rent-free. Illegal residents there can also get other financial support, including state funds for legal services. Only one board member voted against it. Catherine Barger is her name. She said the federal government has sole authority to enforce federal immigration law. An investigation underway now into that train derailment in Columbia, Murray County yesterday. News 2's Maggie Weaver saying 5 cars jumped the tracks and landed on their sides.
Police say that this was a low-speed derailment, but one of those cars was carrying a propane tanker, so they had to make immediate evacuations of nearby schools and businesses. Now, in a press conference yesterday, officials said the tanker was nearly empty, and thankfully no one was hurt.
Officials saying the problem was a switching rail that malfunctioned. That's the latest news. We've got your weather up next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my pals over at the Glock store. These guys are always doing something big, and this Saturday is no exception. 9 to 6, it's going to be Vortex Day at the Glock store. It's like Christmas for gun owners. It's going to be fun, especially if you've never shot with a Vortex red dot optic or any red dot optic. Vortex just introduced the enclosed versions of their red dot optics along with a brand new multi-reticle aiming system. This is going to be wild. Just $10 plus a box of ammo is going to get you into one of those private shooting rooms for a personalized red dot optic training session. And when you decide that you just have to have one, well, you're gonna make that call. Make no mistake about it. And then you can apply the cost of the ammo to your new Vortex optic. Plus, Vortex is allowing Glock Store to break their minimum pricing rules and slash the prices to ensure they are the lowest in the country, but only on Vortex Day and only at the Glock Store. And of course, there's going to be lots of great giveaways, Vortex swag, and more, including 10 of the new red dot optics. That's a $400 prize you might win just for showing up. That's the Glock Store, minutes from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere, especially on Vortex Day this Saturday. Don't miss it.
there is something happening, and this is based on what actual medical professionals have told me, mentally as well as physically. And then after they put out their report of his most recent physical, it has only led those on the medicinal side to think for sure that he had a stroke. There are people that are theorizing because I think within 4 to 6 weeks of one of these incidents, you have to go in and you have to get imaging and things like that, which is something they can't do at the White House, which would require them to get him over to Walter Reed. So we are asking the serious probing questions because mental as well as physical fitness are things that the American people are supposed to be made aware of when you are serving at the helm. So
asking the tough questions. God bless her. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. That's Jasmine Crockett. I'm Chris Hand. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Western Lensman, if you're watching on YouTube, put that video together. Western Lensman is a heck of a follow on X. Heck of a follow. One of my faves, not going to lie. I check the Western Lensman account every night doing show prep.
Does good work.
He does,
for sure.
Does the Lord's work. Jasmine asking the tough questions. God bless her. A lot of people said, has Jasmine asked these, did you ever ask these tough questions about Joe Biden? And I'm happy that you asked.
Mistakes. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. People tried to talk about the mental acuity of Joe Biden, and as someone who was able to interact with him, I never questioned his mental acuity.
Okay, so I think that clears it up. Never questioned President Otto Penn's mental acuity. Good. It's good. I feel like a little Clark Griswold with the eggnog. I'm losing my mind. It's good. I had one of those mugs. I did. Well, the little Wally World thing.
Oh, yeah.
One of the kids broke it.
Of course.
They said, are you okay, Dad? Are you mad? I went, it's good.
Spill something all over your carpet.
Yeah. They spilled it on the carpet too. Call zero risk. It's good. She's insane. Bless her heart, I think is how we deal with it. I like Jasmine Crockett, to be perfectly honest with you. I think she is a perfect representative of the Democrat Party. They got some winners. I mean, right now, like the big faves in the Democrat Party, you got Bernie Sanders, you got Zohran Mamdani, you got AOC, and you got Jasmine. I like our chances. I don't want to interrupt our enemies while they're making a mistake. I don't. But President Trump, yeah, definitely had a stroke. Definitely. Tulsi Gabbard on Jesse Waters last night saying, pump the brakes on the stroke talk. What we're actually watching is the hardest working president in modern history.
The president is demonstrating what it means to put America first. He is absolutely tireless. I know somebody made a comment on the plane. He goes on these long trips and these long plane rides, doesn't sleep. He's working throughout those flights, hits the ground running, and gets directly to business. I think it is perfect that the president was successful in striking this historic peace deal, bringing people together who normally, as you said, wouldn't even talk to each other, don't agree on much of anything. But President Trump was able to make sure that on this day, as we memorialize and remember Charlie's love and dedication to peace and to freedom and to caring for others, that this is happening in the midst of President Trump making sure that those 20 hostages were now in the loving embrace of their families, making sure that as this next phase begins, those families who have not been able to welcome their loved ones home will soon be able to bury their loved ones and to say goodbye. I think President Trump is demonstrating exactly why Charlie Kirk worked tirelessly to get him elected, to rally support across the country amongst young people and college students, rising above the normal partisan politics and really talking about freedom and talking about peace, making this connection between us, we the people today, the power being in our hands, all the way back to our Constitution and the vision that our founding fathers had for our country. Charlie Kirk lived that vision, showed that he is a warrior for truth and for freedom, and his words were his weapons as he destroyed lies and really inspired people to think critically, to talk to each other, and to treat each other with respect.
That was Tulsi Gabbard last night on the Jesse Waters Show. And when you hear her break it down, you hear her put this in context, it does make you a little bit more frustrated at what Jasmine Crockett is alleging. You know, if you've ever had a family member that has suffered a stroke, we have on both sides, my wife's family, my family, and it's like, that's not something to just throw around. It's insane, especially given the context of the last few days that we've seen with President Trump. What the Democrats should be doing is saying, listen, credit where credit is due. There is no other man on planet Earth who can get a standing ovation in a room full of Jews in Israel, then take a quick plane ride over to Egypt and get a standing ovation in a room full of Muslims. There's no other person on the planet that could do what President Trump has done. And to get out there and be like, oh, he's had a stroke. We're worried about his mental acuity. Given what we're seeing, it's actually a bit frustrating. It's a bit annoying. But this is where we're at with the Democrats. They're grasping at straws. We talked about Senator Chris Murphy earlier. Senator Chris Murphy, he's just so stunned. He's so stunned at what's been happening with the young Republicans. He's shaken up about it. He's shaken. He said, I can't believe that they said these words 251 times. I saw somebody on Twitter. They said, Chris, they were not talking about you 251 times. But he said, we're watching peace in the Middle East, right? We're watching President Trump do things on the world stage that has never been done. We're seeing our manufacturing being brought back over here to America. We're seeing America First policies being lifted up in ways that we haven't seen in decades. And even in comparison to the first Trump term, we're going so much further than we thought we could have. And these are promises that have been made on the campaign trail. These are promises that are being kept. Yet you get these Democrats up there just grasping for straws. Senator Chris Murphy, this is a couple nights ago on MSNBC, said, guys, hey, fellas, we're in the middle of an authoritarian takeover. Are we? Is that so?
Have we slipped already into the authoritarianism? Is there a way out? I mean, give us your unvarnished thoughts here.
Well, listen, I mean, we are not on the verge of an authoritarian takeover. We're in the middle of it. Now, it's not too late. We haven't lost our democracy. But, we sometimes like to think of the first term Donald Trump, the bumbling White House that didn't seem to have any theory of the case from day to day. This is a very different White House, right? Stephen Miller and his gang, they have a plan. They have a plan that they are executing to transition our country from democracy to something fundamentally different. Maybe.
So here's the thing. He's insane. But there is some truth to what he's saying. See, in first Trump term, we did have to deal with a lot of deep state actors. We did have to deal with a lot of neocons. We had the John Boltons. We had the Pompeos. We had the Mike Pences. We had to smooth things over with the old guard of the Republican Party. We did. This time is different. This time we do have a plan. This time Donald Trump has been walking into the White House and he understands what he's walking into with a different vision than he could have ever had walking in 2016. And this terrifies them. He's not green anymore. In 2016, we said Donald Trump isn't a politician, and that's one of the reasons why he won. In 2025, Donald Trump is a politician. He understands the game, and he's playing it better than anyone. And they're scared. You can hear it in their voices. You can see it in their actions. You can see it in the actions of their supporters. And we're witnessing this in real time. And I'm a big fan. He goes on to say, "Don't worry. We can save our democracy. We got the No Kings protest coming up, you guys. No Kings. No Kings. That's coming up. Get ready.
Even autocracy. And that's what I tried to lay out on the floor today, is how this plan is being operationalized every single day. But no, it is not a lost cause. Ultimately, what we know from history is that when a big enough portion of the population, the number's normally around 2%, show up to protests, are regularly engaged in peaceful civic action, enough sand gets thrown in the gears of the attempts to destroy the democracy that you end up saving it. So we have an opportunity in these elections this November to send a signal. We have an opportunity through the protests on October 18th to show the country and the world that we aren't lying down. So
the protests in October, we have an opportunity. I don't know, man. I don't think there's any wind in the sails of the No Kings protests coming on the 18th. I don't think there's any wind in the sails of people screaming that he's an authoritarian dictator, fascist, Hitler, Nazi. But the protests are coming. Tennessee Conservative covered this. 30 No Kings protests scheduled across Tennessee on October 18th. 30 of them. Ashland City, Bristol, Chattanooga, Clarksville, Cleveland, Columbia, Cookeville, Crossville, Gallatin, Jackson, Johnson City, Kingsport, Kingston, Knoxville, Loudoun, Manchester, Maryville, Memphis, Morristown, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Oak Ridge, Paris, Pikeville, Pulaski, Seaverville, Springfield, Sweetwater, Tazewell, I don't know, Telco Plains, Tullahoma, Union City, Winchester. We're going to have these protests here too. Nationally, Tennessee Conservative reports we're going to have over 2,200 protests scheduled. But the big one's going to be in D.C. And everybody's going to get bussed in for that one. That's going to be in front of the Capitol building. Yep, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. In a Fox News interview last Friday, Mike Johnson said they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th. I think that's closer to the truth than what No Kings is saying they are. No, we don't do kings. We don't do kings. No. Donald Trump, he won in a landslide. 7 swing states, popular vote, electoral college. It still pains them to hear this. You know that, right? Remind them. This is what we're seeing. You're seeing this pushback because they have absolutely nothing left. Gutfeld last night, he nailed it, and we got a second for this.
It's pretty obvious. The politicians that are saying authoritarian, it's a surrender. This is not real. They know it's not real. They have nothing left. This is like a guy on his sofa, watched his team lose, and just throwing the beer can at the TV. No one on the other side of the screen can feel it, but it's your way of getting it out. Nothing sticks anymore. But do you honestly think when they call somebody an authoritarian, it sticks? Nobody is it's white noise. It's like, oh, yeah, whatever. You keep talking.
It's white noise. It's wallpaper. Your boos mean nothing because we've seen what makes you cheer. It's 10:51. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends over at Cover Nash. Shane Ring runs Cover Nash. I know Shane. He's an awesome guy, and he's going to get you some great health insurance. You don't have to wait for open enrollment. I know it's on the way, but that's just a huge myth from the health insurance companies. If you're like, ooh, all right, we're getting down to the time where I can get in there, it's like you don't have to wait. You could actually do it today. The big guys want you to think you have to wait, but that's just a myth. With Cover Nash, you can get covered right now. No waiting, no gimmicks. Maybe you missed open enrollment last year. With Cover Nash can get you covered today. Maybe you lost your job, so you lost your coverage. Talk to Cover Nash. They'll get you covered today. Maybe you're just sick of overpriced junk insurance. Talk to Cover Nash. Cover Nash partners with over 75 top-rated insurance companies, including brand-new nationwide PPO options with deductibles as low as $250, flat $50 doctor visits, even for specialists, ACA-compliant plans with free preventative care like the fun stuff, colonoscopies, huh? Who's excited about that? Plans for individuals, families, self-employed folks, even small businesses. Stop overpaying. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you're stuck. Go to covernash.com or call Shane Ring right now, 615-465-0023, 615-465-0023, covernash.com.
All right, drivers, Brentwood got an overturned truck, and it is blocking the right lane, 65 northbound, just past Concord Road. Also in Sylvan Park, got a crash, right shoulder block, 40 eastbound before White Bridge Pike. And then in Madison, still cleaning up an earlier van fire, right shoulder block, 65 northbound at exit 90A and B. No Kings protests set to return to Nashville. President Trump ramping up pressure on Democrats to reopen the federal government, threatening more funding cuts. These stories and more at 11 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Ken Weaver in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. It's 10:58. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC. I love you guys on the text line and the YouTube chat, on the phone lines. Get a lot of texts. 4502 said, if Trump had a stroke, I want one too. I got another one here that I thought was pretty good. Oh, Renee texted in, if Trump dies during his term, it's going to be from exhaustion.
Hard worker there.
Factual. And then a lot of people commenting on the No Kings protests. We're excited. I might join in the No Kings protest.
I mean, I don't want any kings.
I'm going to be like, down with Charles. What's the name of the king that they got over there now in England?
I thought it was Charles.
I think it's Charles.
That's Charles.
Yeah,
too?
Charles.
Perfect.
Charles.
Even when I think I'm wrong, I'm right. So I'm just I'm gonna bring a big poster board to him with an X.
Nice.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Wear a Burger King hat.
Oh my gosh! Somebody please dress up as the Burger King.
I need a cameraman. Is what I need. You want to do something in Murfreesboro? Didn't we hire some people?
We did. I think. Richest power team.
We gotta do it.
The Burger King.
Eat it, Wendy's, you animals. Listen, I love it. Keep that same energy, Democrats. Keep it. This is Scott.
Arby's is better.
This is we got beef. This is Scott Adams on the No Kings protest.
I guess we're going to have that No Kings protest on the weekend. So the No Kings is to say that they don't want anybody who's authoritarian. Do you think that has the same spice and energy now as it did a week ago?
No, not at all, sir. Not at all.
Because Trump's, like I said, Trump's strongman authoritarian approach is exactly what got us these good results.
He's right. I saw a meme the other day. Best meme. It's got it's three panels, right? First is Obama talking to a terrorist on the phone. The next one is Biden talking to a terrorist on the phone. The third one is Trump talking to a terrorist on the phone, right? Obama says, let's negotiate. And the terrorist says, I'll blow stuff up. And it's Biden. It says, let's negotiate. He says, I'll blow stuff up. And then Trump says, I'll blow stuff up. And the terrorist says, let's negotiate. It's 11:01. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. No Kings protests set to return to Nashville and Middle Tennessee on Saturday. More than 30 demonstrations planned across the state, including rallies in Murfreesboro, Clarksville, Knoxville, downtown Nashville. The movement, organized by the progressive coalition Indivisible, calling for nonviolent resistance to what it describes as authoritarian policies under President Trump. President Trump upping pressure on Democrats as the government shutdown stretches on, now in its third week. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott reports from Washington.
As the government shutdown enters day 15, President Trump now says he will reveal lists Friday of, quote, Democrat programs that he will shut down permanently.
We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So we are closing up Democrat programs.
With federal workers going unpaid, President Trump welcoming his close political ally, Argentina's President Javier Milei, to the White House to announce a $20 billion bailout for his country.
More than 30,000 nurses and other essential healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente are on strike for a second day. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
It's been working with the unions to provide competitive wages and are prepared to increase those wages 21.5% over the next 4 years. But that's a far cry from the union's demand of 25%, which Kaiser says is out of step with today's economic realities and would force them to raise premiums.
This strike's affecting locations on the West Coast. Federal investigators working with their overseas counterparts say they've cracked a cybercrime organization operating out of Cambodia, seizing $15 billion in Bitcoin. Victims, many of them in the United States, fell victim to the crypto investment scam.
This is Jim Ryan. It often starts with a text from an unknown source. How are you? Or who is this? The sender then works to build trust with the recipient, eventually, maybe weeks or months later, inviting the person to invest ever-increasing amounts in cryptocurrency. Some who have fallen for it have lost their life savings. Best advice? Don't answer that first text. Delete it. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
It's 11:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. Show is brought to you by Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. You can listen to us anywhere, iHeart, TuneIn, the FM dial. You can watch us, YouTube, Rumble. Those are the big ones. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, also in the mix. All the online platforms have a share button, and if you hit share, you help us grow the digital footprint of the radio station. We do need you to help out with that. It helps all the hosts. Even if you don't like me, it might help out somebody that you do like. So please do that. We'd appreciate it. And feel free to join the show, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. I haven't checked in on the YouTube chat in a while. Let me do that real quick. Yep, still unhinged. I love those guys. Classic. Join the conversation any way you want to. We appreciate when you do so. And find me on social media at Chris Hand on Air on the preferred platform of your choice. We're still shut down, right? Yep. All right. Chad does it in 90 seconds. I think I did it in like 7. I think that was 7 seconds. 7 seconds. I think what's going on with the border has been wild. Not really the border anymore. I said border, but it's really immigration enforcement. Los Angeles County has declared a state of emergency over immigration rates. What? What is that? Is it? Can we do a poll on YouTube? Can we do a poll? Can we make a poll? What's a dumber state of emergency? Would it be a climate state of emergency, or would it be a state of emergency over immigration rates? Because we've heard climate emergencies are coming. They did that in Canada. You're not allowed to camp anymore because of wildfires. Can't walk through the woods. They have a climate emergency going on. This is a pretty dumb emergency. I'm not going to lie to you. ABC News, which is, I don't know. Have you heard about ABC News? Trump was talking with Javier Milei yesterday, and ABC News tried to ask a question, and I'm getting squirreled here, and I apologize to quote the great Matt Murphy, but Trump is meeting with Javier Milei yesterday, and ABC News tried to ask him a question.
ABC fake news.
Mr. President,
First of all, congratulations. I don't take questions from ABC fake news. After what you did with Stephanopoulos to the Vice President of the United States, I don't take questions from ABC fake news. Brian, go ahead.
So I feel guilty that I'm going to read this story from ABC, but I will. We'll have to do it. If you want to know what he's talking about, that ABC did with Slobodopoulos and J.D. Vance, I got that for you too. Let's just do that real quick. What happened was J.D. was destroying Slobodopoulos. He was owning him, if you will. I think the kids still say own. They're owning him. And so when he was making his points, Slobodopoulos couldn't refute them. So they cut JD's feed and went to commercial break. This is how it sounded. This was on Sunday.
I don't know what tape you're referring to, George. I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You are focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Up next, we'll be.
You hear how they cut his feed? They didn't give him an opportunity to refute that. ABC, fake news. So I do feel bad using ABC as a source here. But let's read what the leftists are saying about the state of emergency in Los Angeles over immigration rates. Los Angeles County officials voted on Tuesday to declare a state of emergency over ongoing federal immigration raids. The proclamation gives the county the power to assist residents they say have been impacted financially by ICE action. The declaration was introduced by County Supervisors Lindsay P. Horvath and Janice Hahn, and passed by a 4-1 vote, with Supervisor Catherine Barger opposing. Los Angeles County is home to over 3 million immigrants, according to supervisors, who said the ICE raids have caused widespread fear and led to decreased attendance at workplaces, disruption of local economies, and strain on critical services such as schools, hospitals, and places of worship. Let's break that down. 3 million immigrants. If you're here legally, you have nothing to worry about. Weird how that works. Now let's do undocumented. Do you think the number is lower or higher than 3 million? I bet you it's higher. Bet you it's higher. Also, they wouldn't have to declare a state of emergency if they would allow ICE into the jails to get the worst first. There wouldn't be street operations if they were allowed in the jails. Then they could get the gang members, the rapists, the pedophiles, the spousal abusers. They could get them on an immigration detainer and send them home. They wouldn't have to worry. There would be no widespread fear. Nobody would be scared. We don't want anybody to be scared. Nobody be scared. Toughen up. Toughen up. It's insane. It's a state of emergency. They're enforcing the laws. Declare a state of emergency. It's a huge joke. Los Angeles at this point is a huge joke. Fox News ICE released a statement to Fox News blasting the statement, saying the only state of emergency is the one the residents of Los Angeles face after electing officials who gave a middle finger to the law. Perhaps the board should supervise funds to support law-abiding fire victims who still haven't recovered instead of criminal illegal aliens seeking refuge in their sanctuary city. While they publicly fearmonger, I would be shocked if they didn't agree with ICE removing a child rapist from the neighborhood. Yeah. And we're gonna provide rent relief. Rent relief. They're gonna pay illegal aliens because ICE is enforcing the law. It does not get any crazier than this. This is insane. They say outrage is erupting after Los Angeles County has declared this emergency. And this is how local news in Los Angeles is reporting it. It's just a quick clip here, and then we'll get back to the story. This is how they're reporting it in L.A.
LA County has declared a state of emergency over the immigration raids. The Board of Supervisors voted today. Board members say the raids are preventing people from going to work and forcing some businesses to close. The emergency allows the board to look at enacting an eviction moratorium and other protections for people impacted by the raids. And this news just coming into our newsroom will, of course, continue to follow it.
People are pissed. It's the city of Los Angeles is a hellhole. The state of California in these major cities is a hellhole. And you're going to pay illegal aliens to stay home? Are you kidding me? It's wild, man. It's absolutely wild. Meanwhile, in the Midwest, immigration raids continue. And these guys are absolutely putting their life on the line. They're actively fighting off, gang members, rapists, domestic terrorists, all the like. And we're learning that they're also fighting off bounties being placed on ICE agents' heads in Chicago's. Yep. That sounds more like an emergency to me than anything else. Guys are going out there to enforce the law, and the gangs and the cartels are putting bounties on their heads. You don't hear about this on the mainstream media.
As we approach it, breaking right now, as we just mentioned, narco terrorists in Mexico are reportedly working in coordination with domestic extremist groups to place bounties worth thousands of dollars on the heads of federal immigration officers in Chicago. That is according to DHS, who are now slamming what they are calling an organized campaign of terror against agents just trying to do their jobs. Tricia McLaughlin from DHS will join us with
bounties on the heads of ICE agents. Where's the emergency? Where is it? Oh, it's those poor Angelinos, there's poor Chicagoans. It's crazy, man. Chicago's been just bananas. Chicago had a standoff yesterday. There was a car accident, and then DHS agents and leftists had a big standoff breaking out. They were covering this a bit on local Chicago news.
And when you first got on scene and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses there on the scene and describe to us what initially...
Judy, wait one second. Okay. I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command, from what I can see, approaching the area. I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing the crowds, but we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police, who had remained at bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of this. Oh, God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy. Okay.
Mostly peaceful rocks, to be fair. Mostly peaceful rocks. What started this standoff? It's anybody's guess. It was a car crash. We know that. We've seen a lot of videos of leftists trying to blockade cars. We have pictures of the accident. It looks like it was some sort of collision. The front of the DHS vehicle that was involved in the crash is the picture that you're seeing on your screen on YouTube. And then when they got out of the vehicle, that's when the standoff began. I don't know if there was a guy in the back that they were mad that they had detained or what the case was. But I do know that what happened after was a heck of a lot of violence from mostly peaceful protesters, and they were throwing mostly peaceful rocks.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let her get off the phone. We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what you're watching, what you continue to watch, is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This, again, at the intersection 105th and Avenue N. Last Michelle said as protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there at this intersection. Just prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue with the protesters there at the intersection. It would seem that they were trying to disperse the crowd and maybe usher them off the street. So
a good opportunity for dialogue. You can't argue with crazy. You can't argue with these violent leftist protesters. You just have to respond with force, unfortunately. Now, while you see these peaceful protesters throwing peaceful rocks to peacefully make their opinions be known, you're seeing local leadership in Chicago and in Illinois make statements. And J.B. Pritzker made a statement, and he didn't demonize the protesters. No, in fact, what he actually did was he warned ICE agents that the tables will be turned. President Trump won't be president forever, and if you're doing this kind of stuff, you're enforcing the law, well, they might prosecute you.
The tables will turn someday. These people should recognize that maybe they're not going to get prosecuted today, although we're looking at doing that, but they may get prosecuted after the Trump administration for the things that they did because the statute of limitations won't have run. We had the immigration services, ICE and CBP doing their jobs before the Trump administration, but they were doing it within the law. Now they're acting like a bunch of thugs and taking away people's free speech rights. They're taking away people's rights, by not identifying themselves. They're coming in with masks on. They're coming in with unidentified vehicles. These are all things that need to be taken up, again, by an inspector general or somebody investigating at the federal level because they have immunity at the state level. But we're looking at how we might be able to hold them responsible despite the fact of federal immunity.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, we wouldn't want to take away their right to peacefully throw rocks at federal law enforcement agents, would we? It's insane. You're threatening to prosecute ICE and CBP agents? Bananas. Absolute bananas. When are we going to get the Insurrection Act? That's what we all want to know. J.D. Vance talked about that over the weekend. This was on the Sunday show, Meet the Press. And he says, listen, the fact is the problem here is that this is being cheered on by the left and by the mainstream media and by leftist leadership. That's what's going on. They're cheering these lunatics on.
Why are we talking about this, Kristen? Because crime has gotten out of control in our cities, because our ICE agents, the people who are enforcing our immigration laws, have faced a 1,000% increase in violent attacks against them. We have people right now who are going out there, who are doing the job the president asked them to do, who are enforcing our immigration laws. They're being assaulted, they're being beaten, they're being shot at. The problem here is not the Insurrection Act or whether we actually invoke it or not. The problem is the fact that the entire media media in this country, cheered on by a few far-left lunatics, have made it okay to tee off on American law enforcement.
Yep.
We cannot accept that in the United States of America. We want everybody, black or white, rich or poor, to be safe in the United States of America. But to do that, we have to empower our law enforcement agents to keep us safe. That's what we're talking about doing.
But JD, they're wearing masks, and that's scary. It's like, dude, they're doxing them. They're putting their addresses online. They're doxing their kids. They have to wear masks because of your far-left lunatic supporters. And I never notice the same energy when it comes to the protesters or the Antifa members wearing masks. Well, they're peacefully using their First Amendment rights, sir. Got it. It's 11:23. Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and they're coming in hot with some Halloween deals for you. This one is the best, and you don't really even have to do anything yourself. Get ready. Your kids are going to carve pumpkins, right? Everybody carving pumpkins. It's October. Well, how about this? Make your kids carve a pumpkin of Buzz the Bee. Then you post that on social media. You tell everybody, look at what Johnny did. It's amazing. It's amazing. And then you tag Busy Bee, and boom, you get a free membership to the Beehive Club. That's an unbelievable value, and all you have to do is show off your carving skills and snag the perks. Then they got some other great deals. You need HVAC service? Well, you schedule your fall maintenance. You get free dryer vent cleaning. That's a $229 value. Any plumbing issue that you need repaired, they'll also flush your water heater for free with any repair. Your pipes are going to thank you. If you need a new HVAC system, well, they've got a scary good deal. Free 10-year parts and 5-year labor warranty with any system install. That's a $750 value. Don't let the home headaches haunt you. Call Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today, where the service is solid and the savings are spooky good. 615-775-7833. That's 615-775-7833. Or find them online, busybeehvac.com.
All right, drivers in Wilson County, looks like South Mount Juliet Road is closed. This is going to be southbound right there at I-40 because of a crash. We got no Kings rallies planned for Middle Tennessee. President Trump threatening funding cuts to Democratic programs if they don't agree to reopen the federal government. And new car costs hit an all-time high. These stories are more at 11:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Ken Weaver in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. We're talking about mostly peaceful protesters. It was mostly peaceful rocks and mostly peaceful vehicle ramming. Pretty peaceful. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They're doing a good job controlling everything. JD Vance over the weekend, though, says, not so much. Especially in Chicago. He says, you guys have bent the knee to lawlessness, and we're only there because you can't clean up your own mess.
Well, I'd say to Governor Stitt, you have to look at what's happening on the ground in Chicago. And the reason why Illinois is a different case from Chicago is because Chicago has been given over to lawlessness and gangs for too long, George. If you look at the murder rates in Chicago, the violent crime rates, you have women who have young families. They're terrified their kids are going to get killed in a drive-by shooting. We have accepted this for far too long in the United States of America and some of our biggest cities. And Chicago, unfortunately, is the worst. It's a beautiful city. It's got great people. We know the gross majority of the violent crime in that city is committed by a very tiny fraction of the population. Why shouldn't federal troops empower the people in Chicago to live safe lives when the governor and the local mayor just simply refuse to do their job?
Because it's scary, JD. They're wearing masks, sir. They're wearing, and Halloween is it's a couple weeks away. It's very scary. It's just insane. He makes the point, though. He's like, why aren't you thanking us? Why? The residents of Chicago are thanking them. You got residents in other cities saying, can you come here next? I saw a video going viral last night. This guy's in Atlanta. And he's like, hey, it's a black guy, by the way. Not that that matters to me, but I know it matters to the identity politic-laden left. And he says, hey, I'm a business owner, and I'm a dad in Atlanta. Could you come here next? I see what you're doing in Memphis. Could you come here next? But why wouldn't you want the help? Chicago has been affectionately known as Chirac since I was a little kid. And they got that name because at a certain point during the mid-2000s, there was more murders in Chicago in a year than there were in the Iraq War. We were losing more Americans in Chirac than we were losing in Iraq. Why don't they want the help? J.D. Vance.
Governor Pritzker will talk a lot, I'm sure, about how bad Donald Trump is, about how bad I am, and about how bad the administration is. He is the governor of a state that where its biggest city has murder rates that rival the most violent places in the third world, George. Why is he so mad at Donald Trump for trying to keep Chicagoans safe? He should be mad at the criminals that he has failed to keep at bay. We're trying to help him, and we're trying to help the residents of his biggest city. I wish that he would let us, because he certainly isn't doing the job himself.
Bingo. It's 11:31. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Right here in Tennessee, no Kings protests coming to Nashville and other parts of the region Saturday. More than 30 rallies planned statewide, including Murfreesboro, Clarksville, Nashville. Organizers say the movement opposes authoritarian policies and promotes peaceful resistance. Basically, they're anti-President Trump. President Trump's trying to up the pressure on Democrats as the federal government shutdown enters its 15th day. ABC's Lionel Moise has the latest on that.
President Trump is threatening to end certain government programs favored by Democrats.
We're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist,
semi-communist, probably not full communist.
Democrats responding, slamming the administration for giving Argentina's economy a $20 billion bailout in the middle of the shutdown.
Now, the new car that cost $30,000 in 2020 will now set you back an average $37,000. ABC's Jim Ryan says new vehicle prices have never been as high as they are right now.
The Kelley Blue Book Car Buying Guide puts the average price of a new vehicle at $50,080. That has all but the wealthiest of buyers looking for alternatives like used cars. Research firm S&P Global says the average vehicle on the road right now is more than 12 years old.
More than 30,000 nurses and other essential healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente planning to go on strike for a second day today. They are asking for a 25% wage increase over 4 years, also better staffing levels. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
The union tells us they will strike for 4 more days and then hopefully go back to the negotiating table. They will remain unpaid during that time. As for patients, some may have their appointments rescheduled, but the hospitals and medical offices will remain open.
Yeah, this strike affects locations on the West Coast, states like California, Hawaii, and Oregon. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
It's 11:37 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? It's Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by my friends at Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. You know the deal. Gay frogs and such. So you don't want that. Get yourself a water filter. We have RJ training. I don't think he understands the gay frogs reference. So he looked at me a little confused.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
It's a reason. Betterwater.com. I've been reading the YouTube chat during the commercial break. Do you see how many nice things people were saying about me? You guys got to even that out with some criticism. Humble me a little bit by all means, please, because I'm gonna be floating for the rest of the day. I'm feel pretty good after reading that chat. I'll go over the text line. I'll read some criticism. That way, you got to balance. I need balance. We're now at the time of the show. It's 11:37, where it's critically acclaimed, anecdotally everyone's favorite segment. It's the lightning round.
It's the lightning round with Chris Hand.
We do it every day at this time. All the stories that couldn't fill a segment, stories that we didn't get to, stories that we really wanted to cover, and we call it the lightning round. There it is. People love it. And by people, I mean me. Sometimes I have to do stuff for myself. This is one of them. I'm not just here for you. I'll be honest. I love you guys. But I do some things for me. The lightning round is one of those. Did you see The View yesterday? Well, of course you didn't. Of course. Nobody watches it. But I was very excited when I saw some clips. Cheryl Hines showed up. You might know her from Curb Your Enthusiasm as Larry David's wife, or maybe you know her as the wife of RFK Jr. She showed up yesterday, and she had two things that she was planning on doing: chewing gum and kicking ass. And spoiler alert, she was all out of gum. It was unbelievable.
Great line.
That movie is one of the best ever.
Absolutely it is.
If you don't understand the reference, it's Roddy Piper in They Live. It is one of the best movies of all time. And so I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but They Live is easily one of the greatest movies ever made.
And it's probably reality.
It is reality. And there's some, and it's so good, especially if you're a conservative. There's some rules to wearing the magic glasses.
Yeah.
Do you understand the magic glasses rules? Here's the rules. Okay? First of all, the magic glasses are going to pick you.
Yes.
You don't pick the magic glasses.
Right.
Once you get them, you see things as they are, not how they're presented to you. Okay? That's rule 1. Rule 2 is that you can never take them off. And rule 3 is you can't force anybody else to wear them. That's it. That's the rules to the magic glasses.
And you better be tough.
You got to be tough. You got to be tough. You need
Which Rowdy Roddy Piper was.
Oh my gosh, was he the perfect guy for that movie or what?
Nobody. There could have been others, but he nailed it.
Yeah,
nailed it.
He was so good. And then there's like that 7 or 8 minute fight scene.
Yes.
Between him and the guy from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The black guy from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes.
Which is also it's such a perfect representation of what we've been trying to do. You see the black community in America that still vote against their own interests over and over and over again. It's like you almost have to drag them kicking and screaming into prosperity to put on the damn magic glasses. Just wear the glasses. Yeah. He's like, I'm not wearing the glasses. And then there's this huge brawl. And finally he gets the glasses on the guy. And he's like, why didn't I put these on sooner? He's like, that's what I've been trying to tell you. You got to see it. I don't want to ruin it for you. Don't want to ruin it for you. But you need to see They Live. So anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Cheryl Hines.
Yeah, there you go. There.
She showed up to kick ass and chew gum, and she was all out of gum on The View. I loved it. So many times they're like, okay, we got to go to break. We got to go. Sorry, Cheryl. We got to go to break. Let's start here. Whoopi Goldberg telling Cheryl Hines, well, your husband, the Secretary of HHS, he's not a doctor.
Yeah. I do want to say, he's not a doctor and he's not a professional.
Yeah. Oh, shocker. She's probably like, what? He's not? Are you sure? Are we talking about the same Bobby? I was under the impression that he was a doctor. He's not. He's not. Spoiler alert.
Yes. And oftentimes when he's talking.
Oh, let's get the lemmings.
Oftentimes when he's speaking, he is speaking not with the best information that we can get because, we could do a lot better with health stuff.
Now, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, you're getting the video along with this, but let me just break it down. Have you ever seen the meme with the laser eyes? Like Clarence Thomas is activated and he's got like the red eyes. That's the same look that Cheryl Hines is giving Whoopi Goldberg right now. Because Cheryl Hines is like a lion waiting in the tall grass at this very moment. And she's waiting for the moment where she is going to pounce and get the kill. The look says it all. This is why you need to be watching us on YouTube and Rumble.
And there's a lot of stuff he can do. And some of the things he's suggested take it out of the hands of my doctor and me and my OBGYN and me. And I wonder, does it give you pause and are you able to say, that might not actually be so because I've got my experience and I've lived with this and I'm still here.
She's waiting for the kill.
Are you able to have those conversations with her?
I am able to have those conversations. And just to be clear, 90% of secretaries of HHS have not been doctors.
But they've had a science background.
There have been 3.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, one of Obama's secretaries of HHS was an economist.
But the majority of them that haven't had medical backgrounds have had a science background.
Wait, don't do anything else. Don't say anything else yet.
Because
we have to take a break.
Oh, we got to take a break. We got to take a break.
That was convenient.
She was waiting. She showed up ready to go. I love it.
And that's whenever the producer said, got to get a break, Whoopi.
We got to get a break. We got to get a break. Tell Sonny to shut up. Tell Sonny Hostin to shut up. And she did. Actually, one of Obama's was an economist. What? It got worse. They had to come back from that break, So Sonny Hostin, when they get back from break, says, RFK Jr., he's actually the least qualified HHS head and secretary in history. And Cheryl Hines gave her that same look, laser eyes. Cheryl's activated. And Cheryl is not playing games. If you're not watching on the YouTube stream, you really need to. There's a freeze frame of Cheryl Hines right now, and she looks like she's capable of violence. And I love it. I love it. I hope one day that my wife could do something like this with these kind of crazy women. Just stare them down. Get ready to fight. It's a thing of beauty what happens here.
The problem, respectfully, is that your husband is the least qualified Department of Health and Human Services head that we've had in history.
I do not.
I think that's a very dangerous.
Why is he less qualified than an economist?
I think
How is that
he
possible?
is less qualified.
He has spent his career studying toxins, studying people's health, fighting for one guy who was using Roundup for his job.
He has also spread a lot of misinformation, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. And I think it's just a very dangerous thing. I say it with the utmost respect.
Some of it's good and some of it's not. That's the point.
Listen, we all have different views here.
Yes.
And when you say, misinformation, disinformation, we could go back to COVID when...
He's connecting circumcision to autism.
May I finish?
Please.
When Fauci people were saying when you get the vaccine, you cannot transmit COVID. It will stop COVID. And that was disinformation, misinformation.
We were also still learning about it. It was a novel virus we've never encountered before.
Right.
Because now the doctors will acknowledge that
and
you
Dr.
can't.
Fauci has a medical
At the time, they were
degree.
censoring Bobby because Bobby said, where's the science to show us this? And there wasn't any. But people attacked him and said, you're wrong. So it's like, let's take a step back. I know that's your opinion. And that's...
I love it. Bobby was part of the Dirty Dozen. Do you remember that? The Disinfo Dirty Dozen? I reference this all the time because I remember, like it was yesterday, the White House, the Biden administration had, the dirty dozen that are putting out the disinformation. And my immediate reaction was like, I'm following all of these guys. Every single one. And all it took was a little bit of time, and Bobby was proved right. Cheryl came to fight. I'm a huge fan. This is just another taste of her going at other HHS heads when they're saying Bobby is unqualified.
Even baby formula, now we're finding out there's arsenic, there's lead.
Oh.
So the question is, who is running HHS when they allowed lead and arsenic in a baby formula? How is that person not dangerous?
Well, two wrongs don't make a right.
No! I'm saying Bobby is the one getting this out.
I know. Well, good for him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we clear one thing before you go?
Yeah. Who was that was allowing arsenic and lead in baby formula? Oh, it's your guy? Oh, weird. And who's getting it out? Oh, that's our guy? Weird. I'll be honest, I don't think Cheryl's going to get an invite back to The View anytime soon.
That's a good bet.
I feel like that's the safest bet. I feel like I would tell you what though, if they wanted to ever counter program that with like an actually more of a show, Cheryl would be an awesome choice. I think
she's pretty comfortable.
She's cozy, man, and she's used to being in front of the cameras. She's solid. She knows her stuff, and she's ready to combat the woke misinformation from The View. And I think it's also important to highlight. This is a news show on ABC. And I know you might laugh at that, but technically speaking, in the ABC ecosystem, okay, you have ABC Entertainment, you have ABC News. The View lives under the news umbrella. It's bonkers, but it's reality. So shout out to Cheryl for going on there and actually bringing some news. I got another story for you here in the lightning round. Layoffs hit NBC News. 150 jobs cut ahead of Versant split. The cut comes ahead of Comcast Versant spinoff, which will see MSNBC and CNBC cleaved off from the rest of the NBC News group. Layoffs hit NBC News Wednesday, with the network news division facing cuts ahead of the spinoff. About 150 jobs were eliminated, representing about 2% of the workforce of the NBC News group, reports The Hollywood Reporter. The Chris Hand Show reports nothing of value was lost. Got another story for you here in the lightning round. The lightning round, RJ, thank you. This one's pretty cool. Big fan of this. Bible sales are up 41% in the last 3 years. When we talk about all the news of the day, and there's a lot of darkness out there, there's a lot of negativity, but there's a lot of light at the exact same time. Bible sales up 41%.
A Christian revival across the country. Bible sales increasing over 40% since 2022. Religion app downloads surging nearly 80%. That increase since 2019. And Christian music Spotify streams up 50% from 2019.
I love it. I love to hear it. I have been trying, and I fail at times, but I've been trying to read my Bible more. I'm trying to do it right before I go to bed, and the day with that, have a little bit of time. My son Bishop, who is my 6-year-old, he is hooked on this Josiah Queen song called Dusty Bibles, and it's like we got the line is we have brand new iPhones but dust on our Bibles, and it's like he plays it on repeat. The kid loves it, and I love that he loves it. But it's like every time I hear it, it's kind of like an indictment on me. Like I'm like, okay, I can't just talk about it. I have to do it. So I've been trying to do it a little bit harder. What I would say is, and I love seeing that the religion and the app downloads are up. But I would tell you that there is nothing better than the actual book, because when you're doing it on your iPhone, and I'm not knocking you if you do it, if you can do it, hey, more power to you. But I've tried to do it on my iPhone, and I get distracted. I get the notification. I get the text message. I get the little pop-ups that come, and I'm pulled away from it. That doesn't happen when I'm reading my physical Bible. I think it will enrich your life if that's something you want to do. And I know that even in the past week or so that I've really tried to like step my game up on this. It's been really nice, man. It's been really, really cool. And there's a lot of knowledge in that book for every situation in your life. Whether you're religious or not, man, it is the most read book in human history. You can definitely get a good piece of knowledge out of that. So we'll close with that. It's 11:52. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at Cabinet Makeovers. If you want to make an investment in your home and in your kitchen, I'm telling you, you got to do it with Cabinet Makeovers. That's what me and my wife did. We installed some brand new pull-out cabinets, and they're unbelievable. I didn't realize how much I would like pull-out cabinets until I had them installed in the house, to be perfectly honest with you. But they've completely changed the kitchen. These are unbelievable cabinets, and we also got the pantry. My wife loves them. I do too. All wood construction. Everything's Tennessee made. Full extension, soft close glides, and they're gorgeous. The team over at Cabinet Makeovers has decades of experience, 45 years to be exact. You can feel it in the work. When Dan came to my house, he's the owner of Cabinet Makeovers, he let the kids turn it into a homeschool lesson. They're turning the screwdrivers. They're talking about Jesus. Dan is a good guy. And you want to spend money with people that you like. And you're not just going to like Dan. You're going to love him. And when they get it done with your kitchen, you are going to be over the moon. It's what really makes them special. Physically, you're not bending over, digging for pots and pans anymore. You're walking into this beautiful space, and you just feel renewed. And then you want to invite people over and show it off. We've showed it off to a few neighbors, and they're like, wow, this is really cool. They don't stop at kitchens. They do custom closets, pantries, cabinetry for every room in your house. If you want to make that investment in your kitchen, do what I did. Call Cabinet Makeovers, 615-331-7010, 615-331-7010. You're not going to be disappointed. You can find examples of their work online, cabinetmakeoverstn.com.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
Pastor Alan Jackson. And I'm excited to invite you to join me for my brand new show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8, I'll be talking about the week's news and headlines, but through a biblical lens. Together, we'll look at what's happening in our world and how God's Word can guide us through it. Join me, Pastor Alan Jackson, Sunday evenings at 7 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. And you can listen on iHeartRadio and tune in.
11:59, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I knew I liked Chad. I said we were talking about They Live. He said, I love that movie.
Roddy Piper.
Hot Rod.
Phenomenal actor.
It's one of the greatest movies ever made. I got a text here from 9800, and his wife dressed like one of the They Live ladies.
That's so cool.
Last year for Halloween.
That's like with like no skin.
Yeah.
And, the eyes and
dude,
stuff. Almost
so
looks like Mars Attacks kind of had that look.
Yeah.
And the old punk band, the Cramps, they used to have that on one of their things. It's such a cool look.
It is the greatest movie that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
They Live.
It was it. It was. And you know what? Saw it in the theater, so that's a win for me.
I would tell you what. You saw it in the theaters?
Yeah.
Dude, that's dope.
It was pretty dope.
That is dope.
It was pretty dope.
I bought the DVD after. See, for me, I don't do a lot of the streaming platforms. It's really a pirate's life for me. So that's how I watched it first, and I enjoyed it so much that I ordered the DVD because I felt guilty.
Did you? That's
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
It's such an awesome, it's metaphors for all kinds of things. And you go back and you look at it then, and you look at it now, and you're like, oh, okay, there's a lot of cool stuff. And with the aliens coming soon, that's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I just saw an article, headline was the funniest thing. Are intelligent life aliens over trying to reach us because basically we're too stupid? They've just given up trying to reach us.
I don't believe in aliens. I believe they're interdimensional demons.
Yeah, that's possible. Or interdimension across the board.
Yeah, they're demons, and I won't believe.
You won't believe in the demons, or you won't believe in?
I won't believe in the aliens.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna bow down to a one world government when they show up. I'll be fighting against that.
What kind of world would it be, though?
Not fun.
A galaxy, though, because we're thinking it's different dimensions. There's a different Chris in another dimension.
I'll get down with the multiverse.
That's what I'm thinking.
Before I get down with the aliens.
I'm thinking there's a different one and there's another Chris over here. And there's another Chris. It's like that's the way I've always looked. That's why deja vu and the warp of time. That's what I go with.
Berenstein Bears, dog. It's Berenstein Bears.
Mandela effect, baby.
Chad's in next. It's 12:01. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.